Hello friends, welcome back to Aaron's Anxiety. I am your host, Aaron, your personal guide through anxiety. Today we're going to talk about a Lexapro update video for me because I haven't had one in quite some time, and it's always best to keep you guys in the loop as far as how Lexapro is running in my system, and then you can kind of compare it a little bit to how it should be running in yours. So I've been on Lexapro now for about 9 months, give or take. Might be a little bit less. The way I figure that out is I use these videos and I go back to like my backstory video, which was like my very first video, which I think I'm going to make another one about that just to kind of have a fresher look to it. I was just getting started and that was my first video, so I wanted to have like a little fresher. So I might do another backstory video. But that's how I figure out how long I've been on these things. So the video says about 9 months ago, so figure I've been on, about 9 months, 8 or 9 months, because I took Zoloft first, and then afterwards I took Lexapro once the Zoloft wasn't agreeing with me. So 9 months in, I feel good. It's taken me a while to figure out exactly how this system works in my system, how this drug works in my system. Yeah, it's the end of the week, guys. How the system works in my drug. Anyway, it's taken me a while to figure that out, but I'm on it now, and I've been on it, and I've had a lot of success with this drug. And I always assume that a lot of other people will too. Lexapro is a really great drug as far as SSRIs go because it has the least amount of known side effects. So that can be really helpful, especially when we're taking SSRIs. One of the bigger things that we worry about is the side effects because we're already kind of stirred up in our brains, and so we're worried, wow, will these side effects be bad? Will it cause me to freak out more? Will it cause something I don't even know about to add into the equation? And when you're already holding all the hammers that you can hold and somebody says, okay, well, to get better we might need you to hold a few more hammers, that's kind of scary and that's kind of daunting. So, and that is typical of doing any SSRI. You're gonna encounter that. Typically what happens is your anxiety will go up when you first start taking things like Lexapro, Zoloft, Celexa, all those drugs. But slowly over time it will work its way back down. So 9 months in, here I am. I figured out my dosage. I figured out that 10 milligram works for me. I figured out that the occurrence of my dosage, which I was taking one 10 milligram pill a day in the mornings around 10, and I found out that my own trial and error, I figured out that that was better to have 5 milligrams at 10 and 5 milligrams around 5 because that separates that drug out, and it's, I got a good system going where it's evened out throughout the day, and so I'm not getting a spike of serotonin, and then it's dwindling down through the day until I get another spike again and then dwindles down. As far as my mood, my overall mood, I'm not afraid anymore. This has been a while though that I haven't been afraid anymore. People ask me all the time, I get a lot of questions about people who are in like day 4 or day 9 or day 14, you know what I mean? These people are all kind of in this bracket asking me, well, how long did it take? Because I'm kind of freaking out. And to that, all I can say is it takes a while. You can't just hop into this drug and expect it to be like aspirin and that it works as soon as you take it. It takes a while. For me, if I'm being completely honest, from my memory, I started feeling the effects of it after about 3 to 4 weeks, but I didn't really start feeling noticeably better until about 3 months, to where there was a change that I could say, hey, yeah, this is going to work. This is slowly getting better. changes that you're going to notice, and I never put this in a video, but I feel like I say it to everybody all the time. The changes you're going to notice aren't going to be, wow, I feel so amazing right now. That's not the normal change. The change is, it happens so slow and gradually that eventually you will look back and you'll say, oh, you know, come to think about it, I haven't freaked out in a while. I haven't had a panic attack in a while, or I haven't had dwelling thoughts in a while. When's the last time I had a heightened heart rate? It's been a while. That's when you're going to start noticing it. That's how you're going to start noticing. You're going to go, wow, that's pretty great. Another thing for me, which I knew, and that was about month 5 into it, I noticed that one morning I woke up, and this was going from having dwelling thoughts in the night, dwelling thoughts in the morning. One morning I woke up after some time, and as opposed to having, you know, the thoughts stirring, nothing was really stirring. I was just waking up, like, you know, when you're 10 years old. And then it got better from there, because one morning I woke up and I had a song stuck in my head. You know, sometimes you wake up and there's a song playing in your head. I didn't have that for so long. I'm talking years. It's been so long, because my anxiety has been so up all the time. My brain's constantly thinking about something. There's no room for show tunes. You know what I'm saying? So, and I woke up and there was a song playing in my head. If anybody's wondering what the song is, I'm not proud of it, okay? It's a comedy song that was by a group called Lonely Island. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of them. And it was the song I Just Had Sex, which is weird because I didn't have sex that night or that morning. But I woke up with that song stuck in my head. It's catchy. So, it's whatever. But anyway, so I woke up with that song stuck in my head. And it was like, wow. I noticed, like, hey, there's a song in my head. There's not dwelling thoughts. It's not me worrying about death or doom or what's going to happen. Am I going to have a panic attack? Will I wake up tomorrow feeling okay? It was literally just that song. And I was grooving down, had a good morning. The best way to get a song out of your head is to actually play the song and sing along to it. That seems to work. A little trick of the trade for you. But yeah, and then so 9 months in, I don't have those dwelling thoughts. I haven't had them for a while. The one that's kind of 9 months in that's really been kind of showing itself to me now is that I'm not thinking about anxiety much anymore. Because a lot of times what you do is you think about how you're going to react to things. You think about, okay, so a lot of times what would happen with me is I would be having a conversation with somebody, and then while they're talking to me, I'm paying attention, and a little thing would pop into my head saying, hey, what if you had a panic attack right now? And you get that little tremble in your stomach, like, oh, whoa, what if I did have a panic attack right now? So if you're like me, a lot of times you would have that, and then, you know, 2 seconds later, you'd be back in the conversation, you know, whatever, and go back in the conversation, and you wouldn't think about it again. Well, now I don't have that anymore. I remember having it, but now it just doesn't really come up anymore. So slowly but surely, even though I'm 9 months into this, slowly but surely, I'm still getting benefits from it. And I've talked to some people that have been on this drug or Zoloft. They all kind of work about the same, really, their effects and how they do it. So if you're not on Lexapro and you're on something else, they all kind of run about the same. And I've had people tell me up into a year and a half into it that they're still feeling different effects from this drug. And I can imagine that, I mean, down to the cellular level, you're probably changing the chemistry of your brain and how it operates. So it makes sense. And it's a good change. It's not a bad change. So the goal for us is, you know, or my goal, which at 9 months, it should probably be about your same goal as well. My goal is to figure out, you know, how long do I think I want to be on this drug. So I don't plan on coming off of Lexapro anytime soon. However, I don't want to be on it for the rest of my life. If it requires me to be on it for the rest of my life to stay like this, then I'll do it. It's not scary. I feel like normal me. I don't feel medicated. I don't feel drugged. I don't feel zombified. I feel like normal Aaron. So if that's what it takes for me to stay like this, then I am definitely going to do it because it's awesome. But if I can get off of this drug, then I would like to do that too. So I like to be normal me by me, which would be great. I'm only on 10 milligrams. By the way, just a quick side note, if you're on Celexa or if you're on Zoloft, the milligrams works differently. Than each drug gets absorbed into your body differently. So 10 milligrams on Lexapro would probably be like the equivalence of like 50 milligrams on Zoloft, if that makes sense. So they're not all related. So if you're taking one or the other and you're going, wow, maybe I'm on too much, no, they all absorb differently into your body. So just keep that in mind. And if you have any questions about that, always talk to your doctor about that, because they're going to have much better knowledge than anybody that you're going to find here on the interwebs. And anybody that claims to have great knowledge of that without a PhD are lying. You know what I mean? Because there's, they deal with people all the time that are having these problems, so they can see firsthand hundreds of people, because it's something like 2/3 of people are on an SSRI. There's so many of us out here, we just don't ever talk about it. So they're constantly seeing examples of people and how they're reacting to it, and a lot of doctors are on SSRIs. So they're going to be the ones to talk to about it, not some guy on YouTube saying, hey, this is what you need to take, this is how you need to take it. It's not a great idea. So as far as my sex life goes, because that always seems to come up, SSRIs are a big libido de-enhancer, I guess would be the word to go. Sex life's been fine. My wife, as a lot of you guys know, we had a baby. He just turned 4 months on Friday, which was yesterday. So he's a happy, healthy little man, and he is this super, super fun guy. I should get him in one of these videos, because you guys would love him. He's super cute. And that's not even me being biased. He's just super cute. Super easy baby. But that being said, after you have a baby, getting back into sex isn't as easy as, say, the first time you got into it. I'm not going to give out too much information here, because it's frankly, I don't think you guys really want to know that much, but we've had a couple things in the path of us getting back on board with sex, and not that we're not going for it, because we are. You know what I mean? It's just been a little bit of rough patch, but we're getting through it. And it's not with her and me's relationship, it's just things going back together after having a baby takes time. And so I'm a patient guy. She's literally my everything in my world, so she's worth the wait for anything. That being said, sex is still great. Once I switched my pill from 10 milligrams to 2 5s, and I evened it out through the day, my libido went from, like, say if it was 0 to 10, it went from, say, a 3 to probably upwards of a 7. So which I think 7's more normal, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying I have a high libido. Some people like get a hole in the tree, they're gonna figure it out, you know what I mean? So those guys at 10, but so I can think a normal 7. But yeah, other than that, sleep has been a lot better. Anxiety and sleep go hand in hand. A lot of times people will message me about the problems that they have with sleep, and sometimes that could be just a change from taking your pill before you go to bed to taking it when you're up in the morning. Sometimes doctors will prescribe pills before bed because you'll have certain symptoms that come with them, or side effects. I always say symptoms. You'll have certain side effects that come with that, and they want you to kind of sleep to those side effects. But sometimes it won't let you sleep. So if you're having that problem, talk to your doctor first and say, hey, I was thinking about doing this in the morning because of this, and okay it with them, and then go from there. So, but yeah, so 9 months in, sleep's a lot better. Sleep really started getting better about 5 months in. I mean, I was sleeping, but I wasn't sleeping as sound as I am now. And I think the Lexapro, like last night I took a Lexapro before bed. It was kind of late in the day. I need to take one now, actually. But it gives me weird dreams when I take it right before bed. I get really weird dreams, and I do that thing where you wake up and you're like you wake up talking. Like, yeah, and just potato salad and potato salad. And then my wife's like, "What did you just say?" And I'm like, "I said nothing. I just go back to sleep." Like I can remember waking up doing that. But she'll have to tell me what I said. And it's always the weirdest, randomest stuff, like potato salad or lampshade spark plug. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much how everything's been. It's been nice and steady. So, which is a great, you know, like I was questioning, should I even make a video about the update of my Lexapro, because not a whole lot's been happening. Everything's been nice and easy and steady. But that, I thought, is a great video to have, because that's where we're all trying to get to, is this nice, even, steady pace. So 9 months in, I can say that I'm so much better than I was 9 months ago. And I thought I was good then. You know what I mean? I used to tell everybody, I'm like 95%. I thought I was at 95% there. And it isn't until you get to, 95, 98% there that you realize that I was probably really more at like 70%. So, I'm not going to let this video drag on too long. Just keep going, guys. It takes a while. Patience. I push patience so much on this channel because that is what it requires out of us to feel the good effects. A lot of times people will grab onto this pill, they'll have the heightened side effects at first, and they'll go, well, this pill wasn't for me. You need to be patient. And I know you're trying to be patient in some of the scariest parts of your life, but do it anyway. You will be so glad that you did. Anxiety is not a forever thing, or high anxiety is not a forever thing. Depersonalization is not a forever thing. I haven't had depersonalization in a long time. You know what I mean? So it's not a forever thing. I will say, before we get off here, I will say that when you change up your environment, it's going to affect your anxiety no matter what. Whether you run high or you're a normal anxiety person, it does not matter. So like going on vacation, I went on vacation, you guys know, this 2 weeks ago, and in Florida we spent 10 days with a whole bunch of kids that were under the age of 10, and they're all screaming in the morning and it's going crazy. Gotta feed them, gotta go to the parks. It's super hot at the parks, but you're trying to have a good time, eating a whole bunch of bad stuff. That is a different environment for me. So you'll see in those videos that I was talking, hey, it's kind of messing with my anxiety. That is normal. A change from your day to day, a big change, is going to be a normal thing to have anxiety about it. The best thing that you can do is realize, hey, this is how I'm programmed. This is how I'm going to run. And the more you give it attention throughout your days, the more it's going to creep up on you. So the best thing that you can do is not give it attention as much as possible. Try to focus your brain in somewhere else, whether that's a video game or a hobby or going out to eat, whatever it is. Try to calm your brain as much as you can. Definitely don't look stuff up. Everybody tells me out all the time that they look stuff up. Google is not your friend. If you have anxiety, Google is so not your friend, because they go from the biggest extremes. Like, you can literally type in stuffy nose and headache right now, and you're gonna get, oh, you might have some sinuses, or you might have brain cancer. There's literally the two options. Like, holy cow, how do we make that jump? That is not where you want to be, because such a low percentage of people are going to have that horrible worst thing ever. The odds of you having that are slim to none. It's insane how slim those odds are. So don't go to the internet, because all you're going to do is work yourself up about something that wasn't even on your brain to begin with. And the last thing you want to do is add insult to injury. Stay off internet. Trust in your doctor. I know a lot of people don't want to do that right now. But if you have a family doctor, trust him. That's what I do with me. I have a family doctor. I don't have insurance. I'm self-employed. I don't have health insurance. I pay him out of pocket, and he's a family doctor. He's not, don't go to the big multiplex of doctors. They are trying to pack in as many people as they can. They have to have you out in 15-ish minutes and then back to the next customer. So what you need to have is find a doctor with his own practice, family doctor like I did. It cost me $75 to go in there and talk to him. And I know it sounds like a lot, but when somebody's offering you relief, it's not a lot. He's a really cool guy. That's how I would recommend going about it. So, okay, friends, this is it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, insults, throw them in the comments below. You got this. Ain't nothing but a thing, chicken wing. Until the next video, I'm Aaron. You're awesome. See you later.